Life isn't always easy, we all face challenges, setbacks, and losses. It can feel like we're on a roller coaster, going up and down with very little control over the ride. We're told to stay positive, to think happy thoughts, and to ignore the harsh realities of life. But what if that's the wrong approach? What if accepting the brutal realities of life is actually the key to living a more peaceful and fulfilling existence? Today, we delve into the 7 brutal realities that will change your perspective on life. Number 1, life isn't always fair. In a world where we often strive for fairness and justice, it's easy to feel discouraged when life throws us curveballs. We witness bad things happening to good people, experience unexpected setbacks, and encounter circumstances that seem unjust. It's natural to question why these things happen and to feel a sense of frustration or even resentment. However, accepting the reality that life isn't always fair is not about giving up or becoming cynical. It's about recognizing that we cannot control everything that happens to us and that focusing on this aspect will only lead to disappointment and bitterness. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own thoughts, reactions, and actions. When faced with unfair situations, it's important to remember that we have the power to choose how we respond. We can choose to dwell on the injustice, allowing it to consume us and undermine our happiness, or we can choose to accept the situation and move forward with resilience. Accepting the unfairness of life doesn't mean we condone it or ignore the need for change. Instead, it allows us to focus our energy on constructive actions, such as advocating for justice, supporting those in need, and working towards creating a more equitable world. These situations can be heartbreaking and unfair, but they are also a part of the human experience. By accepting this reality, we can cultivate inner peace and resilience, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with grace and determination. Remember, it's not about changing the world to fit our expectations, it's about adapting to the world as it is and finding the strength to thrive within it. By focusing on what we can control, our own reactions and actions, we can find peace and fulfillment even in the face of life's unfairness. Number 2, change is inevitable. Everything in the universe is constantly changing, including our own bodies, the world around us, and the very nature of reality itself. This can be a difficult reality to accept, especially when we're comfortable with the way things are. However, change is inevitable, and resisting it will only lead to frustration and unhappiness. Instead of resisting change, we can choose to embrace it. Change can be both scary and exciting. It can be an opportunity for growth and personal development. It can also lead to new opportunities and experiences. Of course, change can also be difficult and challenging. It can be hard to let go of the familiar and embrace the unknown. However, it's important to remember that change is a natural part of life. It's something that we all have to deal with at some point. Here are some tips for embracing change. Be open-minded. Don't be afraid to try new things and step outside of your comfort zone. Be flexible, be willing to adapt to new situations and challenges. Be positive, focus on the positive aspects of change rather than the negative. Be patient, change takes time, don't expect things to happen overnight. Embracing change is not always easy, but it's essential for living a happy and fulfilling life. When we accept that change is inevitable, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. We can also develop a deeper sense of resilience and adaptability. Here are some examples of positive changes that can result from embracing the inevitable: starting a new job or career, moving to a new city or country, ending a relationship that is no longer serving you, overcoming a personal challenge or obstacle. Change can be scary, but it can also be exciting. It can be an opportunity for growth and personal development. When we embrace change, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. Number 3, you will make mistakes. Making mistakes is inevitable. We all make them, and that's okay because mistakes are opportunities for growth. No matter who you are, you will make mistakes. It's just part of being human. When we're young, we're constantly making mistakes as we learn and grow. As adults, we might think we're past that, but we're not. We still make mistakes, and that's important. Mistakes are how we learn. We can't learn if we don't make mistakes. When we make a mistake, we're actually learning what we should do differently the next time around. Mistakes are not failures. A failure is when you give up. A mistake is when you learn something from an experience and then keep moving forward. Here are some personal anecdotes or historical examples of learning from mistakes. The inventor Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before he finally invented the light bulb. The writer J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before she finally found one to publish her book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The scientist Albert Einstein was once a struggling student. He didn't learn to read until he was 7 years old and didn't speak until he was 4. If you look back at your own life, you'll probably see that many of your biggest accomplishments came about after you made a mistake. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, just learn from them and keep moving forward. Here are some tips for viewing mistakes as stepping stones rather than setbacks. Change your mindset. Instead of seeing mistakes as setbacks, see them as opportunities to learn. Don't dwell on your mistakes, learn from them and then move on. Don't be afraid to fail. Everyone fails sometimes. It's part of being successful. Celebrate your successes. When you do something well, take a moment to celebrate your success. Keep trying. Don't give up on your dreams. Just keep trying and learning, and you will eventually reach your goals. Making mistakes is a normal part of life, so don't be afraid to make them. Just learn from them and keep moving forward. Number 4. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will like you. Seeking universal approval is an unrealistic and futile pursuit. It's simply not possible to please everyone, and trying to do so will only lead to frustration and unhappiness. Instead of chasing after everyone's approval, it's far more important to focus on being authentic and living true to yourself. When you're genuine, you'll attract people who appreciate you for who you are, flaws and all. Here are some examples of people who have faced criticism and disapproval. Oprah Winfrey, despite her immense popularity and success, has faced criticism for her views on spirituality, relationships, and other topics. Michelle Obama, as the First Lady of the United States, was subjected to scrutiny and criticism for her policies, her fashion choices, and even her parenting style. Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist for female education, has been fullest and appreciate the moments we have with our loved ones. As Seneca said, death is a common human experience, a natural transition that marks the end of our physical existence. It is a reality that we all must face, yet it often remains a taboo topic, shrouded in fear and uncertainty. While death is inevitable, it is not something to fear. Instead, we should embrace it as a part of life, a reminder to live each day to the fullest and appreciate the moments we have with our loved ones. It is through acknowledging the impermanence of life that we can find a deeper appreciation for the present moment and cultivate a sense of gratitude. Facing the inevitability of death allows us to prioritize what truly matters, fostering meaningful connections and cherishing the time we have. Rather than dwelling on the fear of the unknown, we can choose to focus on living a purposeful and fulfilling life, leaving a positive impact on those around us. In accepting death as a natural part of the human experience, we can approach life with a greater sense of mindfulness and intention, making the most of our time and creating lasting memories with the people we care about. Remember, death is not the end but a continuation of the cycle of life, and by embracing this reality, we can find a profound sense of peace and purpose. Number 7, you control your own happiness. Happiness is not solely determined by external circumstances, it is a choice that you have the power to make. While life may present challenges and difficulties, your attitude and perspective play a significant role in shaping your overall well-being. It's essential to recognize that external factors, such as wealth, success, or relationships, do not guarantee lasting happiness. True happiness comes from within and is cultivated through gratitude, self-love, and a positive mindset. By acknowledging that you control your own happiness, you empower yourself to navigate life's ups and downs with resilience and joy. Rather than placing the responsibility for your happiness on external events or the opinions of others, focus on fostering a positive inner state. Practice gratitude for the present moment, embrace self-care routines that bring you joy, and surround yourself with supportive relationships. Cultivating a mindset of gratitude and contentment allows you to find happiness even in the midst of challenges. Remember that setbacks and hardships are a natural part of life, but your response to them can shape your overall happiness. Choose to approach life with optimism, learn from experiences, and prioritize your well-being. By taking control of your own happiness, you can create a fulfilling and meaningful life journey. In conclusion, embracing these 7 brutal realities can lead to a profound shift in perspective, allowing you to navigate life with resilience, authenticity, and a deep appreciation for the human experience. Life is a journey filled with challenges, growth, and moments of beauty, and by acknowledging these realities, you empower yourself to live a more intentional and fulfilling life. Fullest. Many cultures and philosophies have embraced death as a natural transition, viewing it as a time of peace and liberation. In some traditions, death is celebrated as a time of reunion with loved ones who have passed on. In Buddhist philosophy, death is seen as a natural part of the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Buddhists believe that death is not the end but rather a transformation into another state of being. The Stoics, an ancient school of philosophy, believe that death is not to be feared but rather accepted as a natural part of life. They taught that we should focus on living each day to the fullest rather than dwelling on the inevitability of death. In preparation for death, it is important to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. This means pursuing our passions, connecting with loved ones, and making a positive impact on the world. By embracing the reality of death and living each day to the fullest, we can approach the end of our lives with peace and acceptance. We can look back on our lives with no regrets, knowing that we have lived them to the fullest. Here are some tips for living a meaningful and fulfilling life in preparation for death. Follow your passions, pursue your interests and the things that bring you joy. Connect with loved ones, nurture your relationships with family and friends. Make a positive impact, contribute to your community and make a difference in the world. Live in the present moment, don't dwell on the past or worry about the future. Be grateful for what you have, appreciate the good things in your life. By following these tips, we can live a life that is worth dying for. We can embrace the reality of death and live each day to the fullest, knowing that we have made the most of our time on this earth. Number 7, you are not in control of everything. We often feel like we are in the driver's seat of our lives, calling the shots and making decisions that shape our destinies. However, the truth is that we have far less control over our lives than we might think. There are many factors that are beyond our control, such as the actions of others, external events like job loss, natural disasters, or illness, the passage of time, and our own thoughts and emotions. It's important to acknowledge this reality and let go of the illusion of control. Trying to control everything will only lead to frustration and anxiety. However, this doesn't mean that we're powerless. We still have control over our own thoughts, actions, and reactions. We can choose how we respond to the events in our lives, even if we can't control those events themselves. Here are some tips for letting go of the desire for absolute control. Focus on what you can control. Instead of dwelling on what you can't control, focus on the things you can influence. This could include your attitude, your choices, and your efforts. Accept uncertainty. Uncertainty is a part of life. Get comfortable with not knowing what the future holds. Be flexible, be willing to adapt to change, even when it's unexpected. Let go of perfectionism. Perfection is an unrealistic goal. Strive for progress, not perfection. Practice self-acceptance. Accept yourself for who you are, flaws and all. Letting go of the desire for control is not easy, but it's a necessary step towards a more peaceful and fulfilling life. When we accept that we're not in control of everything, we can relax and let life unfold naturally. We can focus on living in the present moment and making the most of each day. We can also develop a sense of gratitude for the things we do have control over. By embracing this reality, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. We can also develop a deeper sense of peace and acceptance. So let go of the illusion of control and embrace the freedom that comes with knowing that you're not in charge of everything. As we conclude our exploration of the 7 brutal realities of life, let us take a moment to reflect on the profound wisdom that Stoicism offers. By embracing these harsh truths, we can unlock a path to a more peaceful, fulfilling, and resilient existence. Accepting the inevitability of change, loss, and death allows us to live in the present moment, savoring each precious breath and cherishing the connections we hold dear. Embracing the fact that we are not in control of everything frees us from the burden of anxiety and empowers us to focus on what we can influence: our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Stoicism teaches us that happiness does not lie in external circumstances but rather in our inner peace. It guides us to cultivate gratitude for the blessings that surround us even amidst life's challenges. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us remember the transformative power of Stoic principles. Let us embrace the brutal realities with courage and grace, knowing that they hold the keys to a life of profound meaning and fulfillment. We encourage you to reflect on the realities discussed and apply Stoic principles in your daily life. By embracing these truths, you embark on a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and inner peace. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoicism. May you find wisdom and strength in the face of life's challenges, and may you live each day with gratitude and purpose.